How y'all doing? Paul Ryan, your host of the Across the Cowboys podcast, here with another day in the content challenge. Guys, forgive me. I'm not sure what day it is, but I'm glad to see it keep going, man. It isn't always easy to find something to talk about, but here we are in the off season, and today was kind of a busy day coming out of Cowboys camper, for Cowboys Nation rather, with three things to not necessarily deep dive into, but just to talk about with you guys. Number one, the Cowboys labeling Micah Parsons a defensive end and not a linebacker. And what kind of surprised me was actually helping them save some money in the salary cap. I'm no salary cap expert, but I would think that a defensive end would make more than a linebacker. But what do I know? Something to talk about with our salary cap expert on our next episode. Again, guys, I can't stress enough. Please tune in to that. The guest is amazing. He's a three-time guest, our only three-time guest, our only multiple-time guest, actually. So yeah, again, make sure to tune into that. It's going to be filled with a lot of good insight and good info there. Um, Another story coming out. Oh yeah, but before I move on to another story, Micah Parsons, do you feel that he got disrespected by the Cowboys? I know they're saving salary cap. He's going to get paid, man. He's going to get a long-term deal. He's going to probably be the highest paid. He might be the highest paid player in the NFL. Definitely the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. But it'd be crazy to think if he's getting paid more than some of these quarterbacks. But that's a conversation for another day. The second story was Tony Pollard. I talked about this yesterday, but Tony Pollard saying he'd be willing to come back to Dallas even to play for less money, and that's encouraging news because he didn't have that great of a year. And for him to say that he'd be willing to come back to Dallas for less money than where he would get somewhere else, I don't know. That kind of leads me to believe that maybe he's buying into what's going on in Dallas. He believes in Dallas's ability to win a championship because obviously he's not money driven if he's willing to come back here for less money. So I was happy to hear about that. And then one last thing, Dalton Schultz, ex tight end for the Cowboys, inks a new deal with the Houston Texans, 3 years, $36 million. Congratulations to him. But he's on the Pat McAfee show, and he's asked what's the difference in Houston and Dallas, and just like all former players have said, it's the culture thing, and it's unfortunate, man, because the culture is a big part of being successful in not just the season, but in the postseason and the off season. And we always hear how the Cowboys don't have a good culture, so you hate to hear that. But that's it for tonight, guys. Not a whole lot to dive deep into. I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.